far exactly can you push your extended season RV? That's what we're talking about today. We tried to look in our Keystone owner's manual and there was nothing about it.
There was something about it.
Oh yeah. It said contact Keystone as you may require additional items to be purchased. Okay.
This is super helpful.
It's super helpful. Welcome back to No Ordinary Path. I'm Kristen, this is John. We are a travel nurse family. We hit the road in June of 2018 in our RV and we travel the country chasing travel nurse jobs. This is the travel nurse right here. We're hopefully inspiring other families to take a not so ordinary path.
Normally we're living in our 37-foot travel trailer, who's not with us today because it's Thanksgiving weekend and we are fortunate to be hanging out at my parents' house with nice heat, nice showers, plenty of room.
Yes, lots of space to spread out.
And cook. Winter RVing is a thing for us this contract.
Yeah, who'd have thunk?
Yeah.
We never thought we were going to be doing wintering RVing. We are going to take a look at what extended season really means.
Right.
Because it was important when we purchased Wendy.
Absolutely. When we first started looking for our RV, and that was like one of the second or third videos I think we ever made. If you haven't seen it, go back, check it out. It'll be a fun throwback. But essentially, we were looking for something that had this underbelly, like a covered, heated underbelly that helps keep the pipes and things warmer during the season, during the cooler seasons.
Right.
And so they're called all sorts of different things. The Arctic package, the WeatherTech package, the extended season, you know, whatever.
Keystone calls it the extended season, and it's forced air heated underbelly.
That's what it means.
It's the exact verbiage that it uses. That's the only verbiage.
That's really the only thing that
it uses. It doesn't mean anything for your walls. Or or the space above your slide or anything like that. We want to show you just exactly how far we pushed our extended season and what we had to do in order to accommodate single-digit overnight lows.
Right.
Besides a freak snowstorm in Las Vegas and a little dusting that we've already had here in Columbia once, this is our first real snow. Real snow. We're gonna get a couple inches of snow today, I think. It's supposed to keep snowing until 3. The kids are inside doing school and I've already had to take Cinder out to the bathroom once. And I just had to come out and video it because it's so pretty. Got your peas done?
Yep.
Okay.
You have been late for supper 3 times this week, said Ruby's mother. No more TV until you boys learn some responsibility. No TV, cried Ruby.
So that heated underbelly really does help keep the pipes from freezing, and it does keep the floor from being unbearably really cold. So, but yeah, so it does. It helps that a lot. However, the walls are still thin, right? So it's the cold air comes through the walls, it comes through the windows, it comes through the vents in the top, it sneaks in everywhere, so that heater's running a lot. We have supplemented in the RV park that we're at right now with space heaters and heated blankets, which are super nice. They also kind of lead to a little bit more sleeping in the longer time. So
we're for difficult mornings because you don't want to get out of your bed.
For Mama, I have to get out of bed and go to work. But anyway.
All right, we are heading into Walmart to get some heating blankets for the rig and a new comforter for Aaron. So we're gonna go in and shop so we can begin to winterize ourselves because it's starting to get colder here in Columbia, Missouri. What we've done is get everybody their own electric blanket. So,
As you can see here, I'll show you.
you want to show them?
It's at the very, very bottom, but
Yeah.
here it is.
Okay, so Ethan's got, basically they each have 3 blankets.
Look at mine! Mine is clicking.
Yes.
And then we're also currently using a large oil heater,
Yeah.
radiant heater.
Radiant heat.
It heats up
Really
the
well.
inside of the rig really well.
Yeah.
So this is a good point, okay? And one of the little dangers about this, the underbelly is heated because of the forced air running through the furnace. If we run that heater, the oil heater inside, it will heat up the inside of the rig to where it's nice and comfortable. I think it was at 76 degrees at the hottest.
Yeah.
That's too hot for me, frankly. But what happens is if we run that overnight, then we run the risk of the pipes freezing because you don't have the propane furnace heating the underbelly.
Another thing that the extended season doesn't really cover is condensation. It doesn't do
yeah.
anything for your condensation. We knew when we were going into the colder months that we would need to get a dehumidifier, and we got one. We got a large one to start with. It was a 70 pint, and all that really means is that you don't have to empty it as often.
Yeah, especially because I was doing a lot of research. But first of all, you guys, when we say condensation, we're not just talking about little water on the windows here, like fog. We're talking like it's dripping down the walls, kind of condensation. And yeah, we'll leave vents open and stuff like that. Doesn't matter. With 5 of us plus the dog in that rig, when it's like in the teens outside, the inside gets wet. Everything is wet. The floor is wet. Clothes in the corner of our closets are wet. It's just...
It's also important to remember
Yeah.
that a byproduct of propane heat is water.
Yes. Although the furnace does not bring that water into the rig because it's all vented outside. But whenever you are cooking on the
Yes.
inside, that's when you get it especially. So, and we use our RV oven a lot, as you guys well know if you've been with us for a
And the
while.
stovetop.
And the stovetops. So yes, we
Yeah.
do get a lot of condensation from that.
So we went and got a dehumidifier. We used it when we were boondocking. The problem with boondocking is it would only run when we had the generator going.
Yeah.
And that was problematic for us.
That was one of the
Everything was kind of damp.
Big reasons we decided to go to the park,
Yeah,
honestly.
totally. But now that we have the park and our electricity is actually included in our monthly stay, it's not an additional fee, which is super nice, which is why we're running all the space heaters and the heating blankets, and the dehumidifier is running 24/7.
Yeah.
You will not believe the amount of water that we dump out on a daily basis. That's from the air.
The thing is working like mad.
Wallpaper down! The humidity in this RV is insane.
Well, that's why we got a dehumidifier. It really is amazing how much water can get pulled out of the air.
So, indoor heating, check. No more condensation, check. So we had both of those things down. Now we also have a heat tape wrapped hose outside, and
heat tape and insulation.
Yes, and the park provided a spigot that was already heated with a light bulb, but still, nonetheless, it doesn't freeze.
It works.
It works. So we had all those things going for us, and still people said, you need to skirt, you need to skirt. Off to Home Depot, this guy went to go check out all the details.
Yeah, I wanted to check everything out and see what things we could do to help make it warmer on the inside. Okay, so I'm standing in the insulation aisle here at the local Columbia Home Depot, and we've kind of gone back and forth about whether or not we should try to skirt Wendy. I think we've definitely come to the decision that we're not going to buy like an actual skirt for her. Those things range on the really cheap end at like $800, $900 to the more expensive ones can be thousands of dollars. So there's some kind of go back and forth whether or not we should try to skirt with like foam board here, like what's behind me here. I don't know, I'm still kind of pricing it out and thinking about it, and looks and aesthetics are another piece of it too. Remember, this is only going to be a temporary contract for us. We're not going to winter weather like this again. Just as an FYI, when you're talking about insulation of foam board, the R value here, this is an R5 behind me, equates to like the warmth in the insulation value. So this is a 1-inch thickness rated at an R5, and they go up quite a bit higher from there too. 10. While some people are going to think of like insulation in terms of like the traditional house roll stuff. This is like the fiberglass, and the R values are way higher for it. Obviously, it's not going to work for us for any reason, so going to stay away from the rolled fiberglass stuff. All right, it's really important and worth mentioning that as we really seal up the rig and make sure that like the insulation and the heat stays inside of it, that you want ventilation also, because you've got to let some of that fresh air in. Carbon monoxide is a very serious and very dangerous thing. So also make sure that you've got good carbon monoxide detectors and that they are in working order. Check the batteries on them if they're not hardwired. This is the heat tape that we've used before. We'll put a link for it in the description down below. But essentially, it's not tape that you might think of, even though it's called that. It's a wire that when plugged in heats up. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to check out the stuff and what it would look like to insulate. How much could I get away with? Not skirting? Do I absolutely have to? And then one night, everything just, I mean, can I say went to hell? What is it? Kappa?
Yeah, the Kappa. This video is not made for children.
This video is not made for
You
children.
should make a disclaimer.
Anyway, so everything went very badly one night. I had just finished up a series of 12s at work, so I was exhausted. Come home, and everything, you know what? We made a list, and I'm just going to read it. I was going to try to do this by memory, but this is how bad it went. Okay. The weather turned and caught us off guard, and that's an understatement. It went from like 60s to 6 degrees in like an overnight.
Overnight.
The front door blew open from the wind so hard that it broke the
Stopper.
the hydraulic thing that holds the door open. We had 2 gigantic rigs move in on either side of us, which gave us very little space. Our tanks froze. Like, everything froze. Everything froze. The water pump froze. The hose froze solid. The water filter that was on the hose split. We ran through propane so quickly that we ran out of propane. Dehumidifier filled up overnight and stopped working and caused all the windows to literally ice over. Space heater prong broke. So like the 3 plug, the bottom one, it just broke off for whatever reason. Oh, and that was also the night that the power went out.
Yes.
In the entire
RV park.
So all that happened at the same time, but what really made it magical is that in the middle of all that stuff happening, Kristen gets a phone call that her sister's having the baby. So I've got to leave, she says, during this ice snowstorm. It wasn't really, it was just a cold front really that came through, and I'm like,
someday baby James is going to hear an epic
he's gonna
story
hear
about
all
how
about
his
this, James.
Aunt Kristen
This is all your fault.
came back to Kansas City for his birth and left the rest of the family to freeze.
Oh my gosh,
in Colombia.
it was just like everything kept happening.
Yeah.
One thing after another.
We're gonna roll the footage from the morning, from the start of that morning, which was pretty funny, and then we'll tell you how we remedy it for the future.
Yeah. Oh, it's much more impressive out there.
So, what did I do wrong, babe?
Kristen, unfortunately, thought she was being diligent and turned off all of our like hot water heaters and tank heaters and that kind of stuff, and so everything froze. So the fresh water, despite the fact that it's in our tank, froze, and it may not have been you or her turning off the heaters to it. It might just be that it's frozen at the connection to where the pump is, so that the water lines by the pump are actually frozen and not the actual fresh tank, because it's never frozen and we've been in cold like this before. So I'm a little curious to see, we may be able to just solve the problem by putting a light bulb down by the pump. So we'll see. Troubleshooting for winter, yay.
Oh my goodness, yeah, there's ice all along the inside of the bed. Yeah.
Extended season? I think season might be a strong word for it. Extended weekend, extended week. Wendy's not made to live in full time anyway. Most of these trailers aren't, you guys. You can do a lot of things to make them so, and we certainly have done that. But we never really planned on doing any long-term winter camping anyway. So if you are thinking about full timing, just know that it is very handy to have an enclosed underbelly. I really do think it helps.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be the only thing that keeps you from having issues if you're full timing and planning on going a season that's going to be in the cold for a long period of time. You're going to have to do other things in addition.
Absolutely.
Are we going to skirt? No. We're going to try to limp through this because we don't really plan on doing long-term winter camping again.
Yeah, so we're just going to power through.
We're going to spend money in propane is what we're going to do.
Yeah, we are.
But thank goodness we have electricity because that really helps.
If you are winter camping, we want to know. Drop us a comment below and tell us if you're winter camping and what area of the country you are, because if you're in the north, man, you deserve like a high five.
Hardcore, you guys.
Like a hug, a warm hug, like Olaf's warm hugs. Frozen 2, did you see it? It was really good. All right.
We're not affiliated with Disney, unless you would like to be affiliated.
We're not made for kids.
Yeah.
Just one more time.
Oh, yeah, oh my God, you, oh no. You're right.
No, I can't say Olaf. Oh no.
We're hosed.
We're hosed.
I just need to throw some more cuss words in or something.
No!
Anyway, guys, thank you for joining with us again. We really do appreciate you. If you're brand new, let us know in the comments so we can welcome you to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up. That helps a lot, and we will catch you out there.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.